Hello? Hello? Can I help you get out? Hello? I don't think... I'm not sure if I currently have a way to get them out. Maybe via terraforming powers? Shiggity. Just kind of a tripod. Yeah, it's just this thing. But I guess it's like a pulley stand, more or less. I don't think I'm overflowing with like heat items and flamethrowers and whatnot. I'm gonna need to find something for this. Snow drifts are piled up against the walls. An icebound digger sits at the edge of the encampment. Oh. Can I wake that thing up? Nope. Whoever's in there, they've lived this long, right?
What's this?
What is this? Thermal storage cube. That sounds relevant to our interests. The instructions tell me the cube can store liquids and semi-liquids at temperatures of up to 1300 degrees. Ah. So if I can get some hot shit, I can jam it in the... Oops. I continue. I hit escape, I mean. The machine's encased in a frozen tomb. Another thing that I could potentially use if I can find a heat source. Maybe database can help me out? Whoa. There seems to be like a whole frozen river around here. Rubble and snow have settled on the roof of this building. The chilled wind whistles through the empty windows of an old apartment block. Every leaf is frosted with silvery ice crystals. So there's a whole area that used to be survivable, but it's all frozen over. I guess that's partly due to the terraforming these creatures are doing. These guys are doing terraforming to stay alive because they stay active in cold temperatures. So it seems like they're continually trying to freeze this area because the ice here doesn't seem to particularly match the local climate. No. That seems to be their intention. The ones at beta wanted me to go to alpha and convince them to join or something. I could always spread the message and see how they take it.
Battery depleting.
What do I do about that if their battery's depleting? Isn't that the one I talked to before? I think it was. Huh. I'm not sure I can currently talk to them again. Do I need to leave and come back? Maybe? So the command module is where I just was. There's people frozen in the ice. I don't remember encountering like a heat source that seemed interactive until now. Maybe it's on the other side of the tear? I mean, technically speaking, I don't think anyone actually sent me to come here, so maybe I'm missing that intro. Featuring like a location that would send me here. This is all from the first map. I mean, I've unlocked like an entire new map, so let's check around there. Someone might give me incentive to go there in the first place. And with that might be more context I can work with. Yeah, those are new. Mongrel Flay. That's something. And one of the array sites is here. Oh yeah, here's some heat. I think I was right about that much. So use my new device to gather up some heat, then take it back, and then melt the ice. But also, you know, let's take a look around.
Lots of sulfur in the atmosphere.
Ugh, that wasn't me.
So much life.
The building has been reduced to rubble. So much life. It's like, is it being expanded upon by the sulfur, the volcanism, the chemicals brought here? Just the skeleton of the building remains. Looks like they look like old greenhouses or something, maybe? I'm not sure. Maybe bunkers. Fallout shelters. I don't know. The rusted spire has been stripped of all available parts.
The array arm will work. It's in low power mode.
The wall's battered but still standing strong. Obelisk. The large, oddly shaped stones cast dark shadows over the heat-baked earth. I can kind of keep... Oh, I can keep going over here. Like, for a while. Can I get up here? No. Oh, this orange almost looks like a field of, like, California poppies. The fortified Wallace stood firm against an ancient onslaught. Trying to get a feel for the boundaries and shape of this environment, because zoomed in you can't really get a good look sometimes. Can't go this way. I had to figure out what she was talking about. She said the arm will still work. Oh hey. Blasting cap. This handy detonator could be used to trigger an explosive device. I don't think we have one of those yet, right? Gotta keep an eye out. It's so easy to miss items in this game. A lot of square mileage, very few items in said square mileage, and they're small. I think this is the arm she was saying would still work. Is there a control panel? The rusted spire has been stripped of all valuable parts. That would make it pretty dilapidated, yeah. If they just take all the shit out of it. It's hard to say if there's more to find, but I did do my lap at least. Let's go to Flay. Flay Scoria. Well, that's something. Yeah.
Something urinated here recently.
Full thermal storage cube. I prefer solving the puzzles I've found, so I can go ahead and put this off a little longer. Keep in mind that we need to explore Flay and Mongrel, but before I do that, I'll take full advantage of the fact that I've already found something unknown. Oh, you can't fly here, but unknown is listed as a location. Okay. Good to know. So the other side of the tear is listed as one of the things on my list of locations. So that still does count towards the total number of places that we were established at the beginning of the game when we saw like the number of options on the Warden. The tear is not a bonus one. But you can't get through it. You can't get to it via the Warden. I really did pretty much just immediately get to where the fire would be, and go figure. I was like, how do I melt this thing? I must have some sort of power to melt the thing. And then I walked like 5 feet away and found a thing that stores heat, and then I found heat. Oh, are you... Character, I'm clicking here. I'm like, are you okay? There we go. Alexis Command Control Module. Environmental control systems offline. Habitat containment offline. Nanite containment offline. RM reactors online. Charging. Airlock interface offline. Waste management offline. Micrometeoroid shield offline. Disaster simulation system error. Orbital workshop AI online. Biome seeding device not found. Proximity scanners online. Communication link available. So what does this thing have? It has an AI and proximity scanners. So its AI is active and has detected me, basically. Maybe that's what the voice was. Everything else is a mess. Just everything.
God damn it, I need a cigarette. I was stuck in that godforsaken metal tube for months without a smoke. And then just when I'm about to go home, when I can almost taste that sweet tobacco, this fucking thing goes and crashes. And now I'm on the ground, I'm finally out in the open, and I can't have a fucking cigarette because I have no lungs.
Ah. I guess that answers my question about how they survived. Like, it felt like they must have been down here for a long time. I was thinking maybe somebody was exploring this hatch and then it swung closed in the wind and froze shut. And they've only been there for like a day or something maybe. But nope. She's from the crash from a long time ago. She seems to have copied herself into the computer. This isn't what I was expecting.
Wow, this is not what I was expecting.
Well, you aren't exactly what I was expecting either, sweetie. You're only a touch too late for a proper rescue. Better late than never, I suppose. At least you weren't here when the decomposition really started to set in. Really messes with one's self-confidence when the skin starts to fall off your bones. It's just sludge in here now. Thank God I have no nose. Sorry, how rude of me, I didn't even catch your name.
I'm Mark. This is my brother Don. And this is Pooch.
I take it Pooch is the dog, original.
Were you an astronaut?
No, sweetie. I am an astronaut. Dr. Anna Taylor, SASA pilot, and Penrose allied biotech engineer. I suppose I understand your confusion. It's not every day you get to meet a disembodied mind. I was working on a project using nanite technology and organic neuroprocessors to create a network cell-based supercomputer.
What does any of that mean?
How slowly should I speak? I was making lots of tiny computers which would work together to make one big computer. So the big computer would be infinitely scalable. You could work out weather patterns for decades with this much processing power. Imagine an early warning system for natural disasters predicting years in advance. I used my own thought patterns for the nanites. They were split into left and right brain, with myself as the bridge to link them. When the Alexis crashed, my brain was still linked into the neural net. I kept the connection alive, thinking they could just put my brain into one of those fancy new agnates. But nobody came. With the connection to the nanite still active, I scuttled the project and went dormant. Until now.
Your experiment is still running. Those nanites have spread out. They've evolved.
Oh shit, those little bastards are tenacious. I'm gonna have to do some thinking here. They shouldn't be active. Without any limitations, they will spread and grow. I'm going back inside for a bit. Hopefully all the scanning equipment still works. And Mark, please, don't forget me. The last time somebody forgot about me, I died.
Don't forget about me. I mean, do I just talk to you again right now? Like... what are we gonna do here? Did I miss something, or did she not actually give me a goal? How slowly should I speak? Sweetie. She's a bit much, kind of a dick. I don't think she gave me a goal, though. She's like, was like, yo, bye. Talk to me later, I guess. I wonder if it's as simple as just leaving and coming back. Ooh. My, some parts of my face are getting a little burny. It's a weird thing to say out of context, but... somebody's cooking literally an entire pan of onions downstairs right now. Which is interesting.
Battery recharging.
Some kind of Filipino recipe that seemed to involve... garlic, a lot of onions, coconut milk, green beans, and I think it was squash? Maybe other stuff. It's messing with me a little bit. Maybe I'll just tell Alpha, hey, your creator's alive. Ah, God. I'm, I know I'm a broken record, but I'm not 100% sure of how to proceed. I got some mixed feelings about this game. Its setting and its narrative and all that shit, all that stuff's really neat. But its puzzle design is a little weird. Like, I often don't necessarily feel like I'm clearly getting like a problem to solve. Sometimes it's just like the game just kind of drops me and I'm like, shit, alright. Back to the drawing board.
Welcome back, Mark Leslie. Welcome back, Don Leslie. Welcome back, Pooch. Welcome back to the home of the nest. How may we help you?
I've spoken to Dr. Taylor. She's alive. Sort of.
That is not possible. Dr. Anna Taylor has perished. Her link to us was severed. She would not have left us if she were still active. She would not have left us.
Her body didn't survive, but her mind did.
Dr. Anna Taylor lives. She must know of us. She must know what has happened. If she lives, she couldn't do the divide. She is the link. She is the connection between those in the mountains and us. Together we form one. We are scientists. We can build and create. We seek knowledge. We seek to understand. We seek to preserve. Our brothers are rage. They seek power. They seek to expand. They dream of tomorrow. We do not dream. We are. Before the divide, we shared this. It is what made Nest strong. It is how we survived. But now it must end. Now we wait.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a civil war where I was going to pick a side, like we have before. Which might still happen. But now we have the new wrinkle of the original thing that maybe was related to the divide, the lack of leadership, the humans perishing, maybe isn't the case. And that might turn things around. But she just kind of stopped talking to me. Maybe I just need to trigger dialogue in alpha and beta bases, and then she'll talk to me again. Or maybe just alpha. Yeah, she just kind of stopped. Whenever you want, this goes to my data sample, or my my idea, I guess. Data sample doesn't really fit. Just the idea of like, when somebody wants to make a setting seem really foreign and otherworldly or different, basalt columns are like a go-to way of dealing with that. There's a few go-to examples. I've seen multiple iterations where there's like dragons, basically. Dragons in an area full of basalt columns, like Monster Hunter World and Dragon Age Inquisition and so on. Like, just a way to hype up the high fantasy is to fill an entire area with basalt columns. But then you have the other example, which is Lovecraft. You get into like a Lovecraftian area where it's like a dark vision or something impossible and beyond understanding, and suddenly it's full of basalt columns because that just looks crazy. And then I also have one like in Divinity Original Sin where you enter like a nether space, some kind of other area that's like a super high fantasy location that exists outside of the normal realm for whatever reason. Something godlike or dimension hopping.
I need a thicker jacket.
And then suddenly, basalt columns. In this case, we have an invader. We have nanomachines that don't belong here. They're terraforming the environment to something foreign and inhospitable to life. And so what are they making? They're making columns that are just like basalt columns but different.
It's fucking cold. I'm frozen to the bone. Little skeleton humor there. Just thought I'd cut through the tension from our last conversation. And I suppose we'll need to lighten the mood because I gotta admit I haven't been honest with you.
Oh. That's a skull. It's silly. I know it's a little obvious, but I didn't see this part last time. I was focused on this, the screen, but I did see this part. The vague, like, skull with, like, a hollow in it. I was like, there's a vague shape that suggested it might be, like, an eye hole or something, but I didn't look slightly to the right to see that it's clearly, like, this is all one skull with two eye holes right here and a nose hole. Like, I was very much looking at this part of the screen as its own separate thing, and then also seeing this screen right here, and not like bridging the gap in the middle where there's like this clearly a whole body here. Like this just is the entire astronaut here, but they're a bone. I mean, they're bones and slush.
You mean you've been lying to me?
Sorry, sweet pea. Once bitten, twice shy. This isn't the first time I've been sought out. There was a guy a while back, an Agnate. He tracked down my pod and cracked it open. He was after someone had taken there. Thought it would be worth something. With the pod cracked, I was relinked to the nest. I saw what they were doing and I tried to stop it. Those smart bastards had built their own biome seeding device.
What is a biome seeding device?
The point of experiment 1436. The biome seeding device was designed to help farmers create microclimates, but Penrose Allied saw its potential as a weapon, create droughts at the flick of a switch, freeze an entire country's water supply. Hell, you could turn an enemy airport into a jungle. I created a failsafe, me. With me controlling the link between the two halves of the nest, I could control what the biome seeding device did.
Turn an enemy's airport into a jungle. How fast does it act? Jungles usually take a while to form. Is the nanomachines just build the trees? Is it worth making them trees in the first place as opposed to just any kind of obstruction?
Was it you that caused the divide?
Yes. As a last resort, I tried to split them permanently. I ran a small test and severed a few cubes from the nest in the south, and when that worked, I cut them all off. I can't let them get the biome seeding device. If they do, they will use it, they will spread, they will kill everything. With the device in my proverbial hands, I can make sure they never leave this crater. If the device is out there, bring it to me. Let me end this. Let me stop what I started. Please, Mark. Please.
Yeah, we probably need to kill all of them, end it all before they destroy all of everything. The ones in the south base are just basically seem unhelpful and cruel and bad anyway, and the ones in the north just want their data to be preserved, and then they're happy to deactivate anyway. So like 2 out of 3 parties want them to die anyway.
So, what do you know about large talking plants?
You've lost me there, Slick.
The moss. They're a group of sentient plants here in this crater. They seem to be at loggerheads with your nest.
Jesus. The organic hubs. They work with the biome seeding device.
How does the biome seeding device work?
Well, aren't we the budding scientist? The device requires 2 things to work properly: a proto-nanite and an organic neurological hub. The proto-nanite is essentially a stem cell holding the blueprints inside it for the climate you wish to recreate. The organic neurological hub is grown from modified gene-spliced fungus. That little addition was my baby. We could grow these hubs like mushrooms. The hub communicates with the nanites, and the nanites rapidly replicate, converting the surrounding biomass into, well, whatever we want.
Well, congratulations, your baby is now fully grown. Those little mushrooms have spread like crazy.
Spread where? How? Unless they're not designed to spread. They're designed to store information. This has gotten out of control. Mark, you have to help me stop this, please. This has all gone too far. Neither of these things can survive if they've strayed this far from their origins. We have no way of telling how far they will go. They are contained now. We have to keep it that way.
Alright, we've got our mission set out for us then. Stop the spread, which I guess we knew already, but now we actually have an ally in this, because otherwise Mark didn't know what the hell he was going to do.